Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn Mathematics. Myself Rekha Chabra, your maths teacher. Students, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel for further updates. So we have completed exercise 1.1 and we have discussed equivalence relation in detail. Now in today's lecture, we are going to cover two topics, equivalence class and the other one is identity relation. So let's see what is the meaning of equivalence class. The definition says, let R be an equivalence relation on a set A, and if all the elements small a belongs to set A, then the set of all the elements x belongs to A, such that XRA means x is related to A, is called equivalence class of A, and it is denoted by this is the notation. These two big brackets are the notation for equivalence class. And how we write it, equivalence class of A is equal to x means all those elements which belongs to set A and they are related to element A, or basically they are in our relation. In general, if R is an equivalence relation on set A, then R divides A into mutually disjoint subsets AI. If we have R, first of all, it has to be an equivalence relation, and then that relation R divides the given set into mutually disjoint. Disjoint means their intersection is 5. So, mutually disjoint subsets AI called partition of A, satisfying these three things. The first is all elements of AI are related to each other for all I. All the elements which are in this subset AI will be definitely related to each other. No element of AI is related to AJ, means the other subset. No element of AI will be related to AJ whenever I is not equal to J. And third very important thing is, if we take union of all AIs, then we will get set A in return. Or if we take the intersection, because we have talked here about disjoint subsets, so if we will take the intersection of these two disjoint subsets, then it will be equal to 5, means empty set. So the subsets AI are called equivalence classes, and this is very important that collection of all the equivalence classes again form a partition of set A. Now, in other simple words, we can say let R be any relation defined on set A, then equivalence class will be denoted like this, and X belongs to A. In this equivalence class, we will have all those X which belongs to A, or we can say these type of ordered pairs means XA, all the elements X which are related to this element A, and this ordered pair should belong to the given relation. R must be an equivalence relation. First of all, this is the first condition, and then two very important things, that corresponding to every element in A, if we have four elements available in set A, then we will have four equivalence classes, one for each element. Corresponding to every element in A, there is an equivalence class. And as we have just studied that any two equivalence classes are either identical or disjoint. We will have, if we have two equivalence classes, they will be either identical, they will be exactly same, or they will be disjoint, means totally different. Let's take one example to understand this concept. Let A 1, 2, 3. These three elements are there in set A and R be an equivalence relation. This is already given because this is the mandatory condition that R should be an equivalence relation. Now relation is given like this. Find equivalence classes for 1, 2 and 3. So first of all, let's talk about the equivalence class of 1. This is the notation, that's how we write the equivalence class, is equal to X. All those X belongs to A, and here XA means the ordered pair should belong to relation. So now second element is fixed, that is 1. Now you find out in the given relation all those elements which are related to 1. So 1 is related to 1, another is 2. 2 is related to 1. So 1 and 2 will come in this equivalence class of 1. Now if we have to talk about the equivalence class of 2. So it means the second number is confirmed, that is fixed, that we have 2 at the second place. So we have to find out all those elements which are related to 2. So let's look at our relation. First is this 2 and another one is this 1. So 2 and 1. These are two elements which are related to 2. So these two elements will come in the equivalence class of 2. And you can observe that this is same as equivalence class of 1. This was 1 and 2 and this also 2 and 1. So it's one of the same thing, because we know very well sequence does not matter while writing the set. Now if we talk about the equivalence class of 3, that's how we write it, is equal to x. All those x belongs to set A and this ordered pair should be in our relation. So this second element is fixed. This is 3. Now we have to look for the other element which is related to 3. So it is 3 only. So in equivalence class of 3 we will have 3. Now we had two conditions, that each and every element in set A will have an equivalence class. So we have seen, yes, 1 has equivalence class, 2 also has some equivalence class, and 3 also has some equivalence class. Another was, second point was, either we will have identical equivalence classes or they will be totally disjoint. So if you look at equivalence class of 1 and 2, they are exactly same, they are identical. But what about the equivalence class of 3? Equivalence class of 1 and 3, they are totally disjoint. 2 and 3, they are also disjoint. But if we talk about 1 and 2, they are identical. And now if we take the union of all three equivalence classes, means 1, 2 and 3, so this will give us the set A. We can observe these things: equivalence class of 1, 1, 2, equivalence class of 2, 1, 2, equivalence class of 3 is 3. So as per the definition, any two equivalence classes are identical like 1 and 2, or disjoint like 1 and 3 or 2 and 3. They are totally disjoint. Now there is one board question in front of you. Show that R on set A. This is the relation given by ordered pair AB, where mod of A minus B is the multiple of 4. This is an equivalence relation. Also find the equivalence class of 1. Now if you remember, you have done the similar kind of question. This was there in our NCERT. So here we are not discussing about the equivalence relation. You can prove it yourself. Let's talk about the equivalence class 1. So equivalence class of 1 means all those x which belongs to A and this ordered pair should belong to relation. So now let's look at the relation and find out. If you remember, while doing this question of NCERT, when we discussed the exercise, we made one table and we checked all the elements one by one which are there in this relation and all those elements which are related to 1. But here we can solve it this way. Modulus of x minus 1 is a multiple of 4. This is only relation. So we know that modulus of x minus 1 can take only these four values, 0, 4, 8 and 12, because this is the only relation. So now mod of x minus 1 is equal to this. So this should be equal to, if we remove the mod, we will take 0, 4, 8 and 12, because all these elements are only there in set A, because x belongs to integer and x is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 12. So we will not talk about negative signs. So we'll take only positive numbers, and then this minus 1 will be shifted to this side and x is equal to 1, 5 and 9. 0 plus 1, 1. 4 plus 1, 5, 8 plus 1, 9 and 12 plus 1, 13, which is not there in our set. And the definition says that all those x which belongs to set A. So it means the equivalence class of 1 is 1, 5 and 9. Now if you remember, while solving NCERT exercise 1.1 question number 9, we calculated the equivalence class of 1 like this by making the table. And here the language was, find the set of all elements which are related to 1 in each case. So they were quite similar. Now let's talk about identity relation. It is also called equality relation, wherein every element of set is related to itself. If A is the set Then the identity relation IA is given as under IA, that's how we write it, identity relation is equal to AA for all A belongs to set A. Given a set A, 1, 2, 3, the relation means identity relation is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Now, few students must be confused and what is the difference between reflexive and identity relation, right? So, let's see what is the difference. The two relations reflexive and identity appear as if they were same, but there is a huge difference between them. The difference between reflexive and identity relation can be described in simple words as given below. Reflexive means every element is related to itself, and identity means every element is related to itself only. Let us consider one example. Set A is given 1, 2, 3. Let's form two relations. Relation 1 is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 1, 2. And R2 is 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. When we look at R1, that every element of A is related to itself. And also the element 1 is related to a different element which is 2. In R1, all the elements are related to itself, but element 1 is related to 2 also. So let's look at few more details about R1. 1 is related to 1, 2 is related to 2, 3 is related to 3. Apart from 1 is related to 1, 1 is related to 2 also. Here we cannot say that 1 is related to 1 only because 1 is related to 2 also. So this is the point which makes the reflexive relation to be different from identity relation. So R1 is reflexive relation. Here if the element is related to some other element, this is also allowed, but that element, in fact every element should be related to itself first of all. After that if it is related to someone else, some other element, that is fine. Now look at R2. Every element of A is related to itself and no element of A is related to any different element other than same element. 1 is related to 1, 2 is related to 2, 3 is related to 3. 1 is related to 1 and it is not related to any other different element. The same thing happened to 2 and 3. From the second point, it is very clear that every element of R is related to itself only. None of the element is related to any other element. So that's why R2 is an identity relation. So reflexive relation, every element is related to itself, and identity relation means every element is related to itself only. So I hope the difference is clear and equivalence class also clear to all of you. Thank you very much, students.